All right, even with everybody only talking about politics, there was something exciting in tech investing world. General Catalyst announced they'd raised an $8 billion fund, which is insane given this is the era of downturn and small VCs calling it quits. Were
I
you
mean,
surprised?
I guess not surprised with GCs since they've kind of landed in camp of the haves versus the have-nots. They're saying that that's much more like a company than a fund, right? You chatted with Haymont, right, Eric, about this?
Yeah, I once called him the secret CEO of General Catalyst, and then they made him a
I think he took
CEO
your
like a year
branding
later.
pretty
Yeah,
seriously.
exactly. And so yeah, I got on the phone with him right after they announced the 8 billion, and it was interesting. I mean, he doesn't want, they're not purely a venture capital firm, though certainly they have venture funds. He doesn't want them to be seen as a private equity firm. I understand the logic there. The logic being that most of what private equity firms do is sort of come in, cut headcount, find cash flows, and GC is still very much in the creating and growing sort of new
Right. Well,
businesses.
they've incubated around 1.5 billion of this new fundraise to creating new startups, right? Or
Right.
in sort of the incubation early stage phase.
Yeah.
So not
Yeah.
really what private equity does, but they did purchase a hospital, which is a lot of what private equity does, right?
And private equity well understands that you raise a lot of money, you get a lot of management fees, and like, sure, you need good returns because that's what gets the new limited partners to come back. But at the end of the day, you're making money on management fees. And clearly, firms like Andreessen and General Catalyst and Lightspeed sort of see the AUM game, assets under management game, whether they, they don't want to admit it. So anyway, I pushed him on a little bit on that.
Well, they have, some investments in some of these, really major banner companies from past waves and this current wave. I mean, they've invested in Mistral, Stripe, which, has been in the news quite a bit recently as well.
Right. He said they invested 14 times since 2010. I mean, definitely his ability. I think they were in Snap, they were in Airbnb. Yeah, they've gotten in some of these key deals and doubled down. So that certainly helped make the firm. I mean, I just think it's interesting that in sort of a time of fear, limited partners are going to the big firms. Like on the one hand, that seems like totally intuitive. It's like if you're pulling back, where do you keep your money? You keep them with the giants who have done well for you.
It's the flight to quality argument, right?
Exactly. The other side of that would be just like a lot of the best performing funds are early funds. So you sort of want to make a bunch of early bets, and it feels much more in the spirit of Silicon Valley to keep betting on a new generation. But now we're sort of entering this era where it feels like they're going to be these brands with so much money that they have sort of unlimited staying power.